Hello my friends, I found out very recently in a trip to the drugstore that there are a lot of new products on the shelves. So what I did was I did a search on YouTube to see what everybody was reviewing, and I did not pick those things, such as the Maybelline Baby Skin and a couple other things. At that point there were not a lot of reviews on this, so I tried to get you guys new stuff that maybe you haven't seen in other videos before. So I'm going to go ahead and get through this as quick as I can because my battery's dying. So let's go ahead and rock this out. We're going to go ahead and start with Maybelline first. Now, of course, I did not get everything new in the line. I skipped the baby skin because everybody's reviewing it. And I stuck with, I did the blushes because I hadn't really seen these yet. They came out with two new blush formulas. This one is called the Master Highlight, and it's by FaceStudio. And this one is the Master Glaze by FaceStudio. And this one is supposed to be a highlighting bronzer. They did have a couple of blushes, but this one is the bronzer version for you. Let me show you what it looks like. So zoom this in. So that is what that looks like, and then inside they give you a brush, and the brush is okay. It's a little bit scratchy, not super functional, but I will show you the swatch, and I just swirl them all together because the colors are too small to really get them individually. And here is hand swatch, so you can see what that looks like. Did you see how orange that is? So because it is so orange, I would never use this as a bronzer or a contour ever. But it is really nice for an orangey toned blush. I actually was wearing this in a few previous videos where I got a lot of compliments on my makeup where I was wearing what was I wearing? I was wearing like reddish colors, like beige and reddish colors. And I had my eyes with some bronzy colors and some reds and, you know, some burnt oranges and things. And this is what I had on my cheeks, and it looked really nice. So there is a place for this, but it is not as a bronzer. Highly pigmented, very easy to use, about a 6 to 8 hour wear. Nice product overall, but again, not a good bronzer, for me at least. The other blush I wanted to show you is this Master Glaze, and I have absolutely fallen in love with this blush. It is a stick blush, which I do enjoy stick blushes, but this is actually one of my favorites. I'll go ahead and swatch this for you. Actually, let me zoom you in again. There we go. So this is what it looks like. This is how much it rolls up. I have used it a little bit, but that's how much it rolls up. Here is a hand swatch. And that's what that looks like. And that's actually the blush that I'm wearing today. I don't know if you can see it. I try not to overload it. I'm going to put a little bit more on so you can see. That's the way I apply it, and then I just kind of blend it out. And I absolutely, I'm looking at the monitor, excuse me. I absolutely love this blush. Again, another 6 to 8 hour wear blush, but for a stick blush, cream blush, I really think that that's very nice. Sometimes I feel like cream blushes are a little difficult to apply, a little difficult to blend, and sometimes don't have the best staying power. This one is very contrary to that. If I didn't have a gazillion blushes, I would be buying more of these. This is one that I would definitely recommend to anybody. Alright, so I wanted to show you this one. I didn't actually intend to put this in the video because I didn't have it when I planned to do this video, but I just got this in my new beauty test tube, and this is the Revlon Age Defying Wrinkle Remedy Line Filler, and I got a lot of requests to review this. My friend Chica Loves Makeup reviewed this on her channel, and I could not agree with her more. It does absolutely nothing for me. Okay, so these are the wrinkles that I tried to do something with. I did use the line filler today, and as you can see, my wrinkles are still very prominent even after completing my makeup. This one, don't waste your money. It doesn't work, at least on these wrinkly guys here. I don't have as many fine lines around my eyes because of a product that I'm actually going to tell you in my high-end version of this, my new at Sephora video that's coming up next. So we'll hold off on that and don't buy this. Next up are these NYC Trios. I got this one in Long Beach Sands in my Influencer Vox box, and I was like, it's really not that bad. They're pretty pigmented, but I felt like these two shades were very similar and not really worth putting in the same palette, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy another one of these, we'll try it out. And I'm sad to say that these are not as good as the Wet n Wild. I think they're trying to be the Wet n Wild, but they're about 70% of what the Wet n Wild are. They're not bad shadows, but they're not good shadows, and I would not recommend these. They do come with the sponge applicator. They come with this plastic covering, and then you take the plastic covering off, and I throw the little brush away. But I mean, I'll swatch them for you. Hold on just a second. Okay, so these are the three from Long Beach Sands, and then these are the 3 from Late Night Latte. So the pigmentation is a little hit or miss. A couple of the shades, they are not very pigmented, but my biggest gripe with it is even with a primer, they just don't last all day. And that's something that I rely on with my Wet n Wild shadows, and I know that they're going to last all day, and these just fall flat. When I used a primer, they actually, the colors looked like they were going to be more pigmented, but then they ended up just fading just as quickly as without a primer. So big bust on these NYC trios. I had high hopes, but no such luck, ladies. So on to CoverGirl. I got 2 CoverGirl products. This one is the Bombshell eyeshadow, and then this one is the Bombshell liner. We'll talk about the eyeshadow first. Overall, I really like this shadow. It has a really nice lasting power. My biggest gripe about it is how slowly it dries, so it makes it a little difficult to blend shadows with. My friend Kristen over at Kristen Game had reviewed this, and she had mentioned in her video that it actually recommends putting this over top of a shadow. So I decided to try doing that, and it actually worked pretty nicely. If you have a matte shadow and you just want to add a little bit of a shine to it, this does work well because it is buildable. So you can get the tiniest little bit on your finger. Let me show you the little tiny bit. I mean, it's this little tiny tube. Okay, so that's the way that looks. And what I get on my finger is literally that much. And that much will cover my entire eye. And then I'll show you how much product that applies. I mean, it's just really pigmented, but you can shear it out, which is nice, and then it does build up. So I'll take a little bit more and then build it up. Show you, I am wearing it on my lids today, so I'll kind of show you what that looks like. One of my points I want to make is that these do not blend with other shadows very well. So this was the NYC, and this was kind of the best color out of the NYC. But it didn't, because this dries so slowly, it just didn't blend very well. So for me, there were some hits and misses about this particular product. Good things about it: it's buildable, it lasts all day, no creasing, just a beautiful color. Negatives to it: drying very slowly, difficulty blending it with other eyeshadows. So if I didn't have a ridiculous number of eyeshadows, I may purchase more of these, but I don't need it, so I'm not gonna buy it. But this is definitely a recommend. Next up is the eyeliner. You can see how teeny tiny this thing is. Let me see the ounces. Let's see. Does it say how many ounces it is? So this is a 0.2 ounce pen eyeliner, and if you know me, you know I love my pen eyeliners. It does have a screw top, which is a little bit different, and then you've got your pen tip. Now this is a bit smaller, like I have this Maybelline Master Precise. This one is a 0.37 ounces, so this one is smaller in both visually and actually has less product. Sometimes you just don't know. So let me show you how this one works. I'll just put it next to this gold shadow. Beep. Ooh, that's a little wonky. I don't know if you can see, but it's not super opaque. It does have a little bit of sheer look to it. This eyeliner is okay, right? It's not fantastic. It's okay. There's a lot of hoopla about the Jordana one that you can get at Walgreens, and I like that one until I used it a bit, and now I don't like it. I don't like the firmness of that marker tip. So this is a good alternative if you want a brown. They don't really make browns in pen liners for drugstore very often, so this is a good alternative for that if you like the flexible felt tip. But overall, this is just not my favorite. I mean, the lasting power on it was okay. One thing I did have a problem with this is it drying out. If you don't put the top on all the way, it will dry out. But then if you give it a day and you shake it up and, you know, work with it, it does re-moisturize. But I don't know. I just wasn't a huge fan of this. Not a no-buy, don't try it, but not a fantastic, you've got to get this one kind of product. I'd be curious to see what the other colors have to offer, but this one just, okay. The last two things I want to show you are nail polishes. Oh, this is not the right one. Where's my right one? Hold up, wrong L'Oreal, not that right one. So I have two nail polishes, one from L'Oreal and one from Maybelline. L'Oreal came out with a new line, and this one is in rough around the edges. I'll put the actual name of the new line here because I can't remember what it's called, but it's like something about diamonds. And it is a sand polish, but it is very, very glittery. And it's just gorgeous. It works very, very well. I don't have a nail swatch or anything to do that with you, but I will show you up close what it looks like. Alright, so that's what the polish looks like. And let me give you the drip test. I always like doing the little drip test so you can see how thick it is. You can see it's still not dripping. It's like thick. Come on, drip, drip. Is it coming? Is it coming? It's coming. There we go. So this one is definitely a 1 to 2 coat polish depending on how opaque you want it. Really nice long lasting power, very difficult to remove because of all the glitters and the sand and all of that, but I would actually compare this to the Julie G ones that I absolutely love. I have an entire collection. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 of the Julie G sand polishes and it reminds me of those, and I absolutely love that formula because of the glitters that are mixed in with the sand. It's not completely flat like let's say the Zoya ones are very flat looking. I like them, they're just flat, and if I want like a more shimmery look I will definitely reach for either this one if I want the black of course, and then I have a rainbow of Julie G ones. If I needed more nail polish I would definitely get this one. This is a recommend, good stuff. And then the last thing I wanted to show you is a new Maybelline Color Show, and I have a bunch of these. Let me show you. So I have these 3 Maybelline Color Show dots. They were the polka dot collection, and I bought all of these, and really the only one that I like is the black one because the color inside isn't of the glitters, it's of the actual, it's like a tint to the liquid in there, but it's not enough of a tint that it will be an opaque polish. All it kind of does is tint whatever color you put it over top of, but the glitters, not glitters, but the little flecks in there are black and white no matter which one you have. So I would not recommend these two. I would recommend this one, and I would also recommend this one. This is Street Art, and they also have a blue one. I think there's a black and white one, and there might be another one, but really, really love this formula. Why I like this one is because it has the red specks in it, it's got black specks, and it also has, other than circles, it's got some shavings in there, so it makes a really cool splattered paint effect that reminds me of my Formula X nail polishes that are $12 a piece for the full size. So definitely recommend this one a lot. This one had a really nice staying power as a top coat. This one is not one that I would ever put just on my bare nails, but I put it over a white polish and it just looked gorgeous. So would definitely recommend these. And that is it for my new at the drugstore. I hope you got to see some new products that you haven't seen before. Maybe some things you have seen, but maybe some things that no one's reviewed yet, and hopefully you got something out of it, maybe something to stay away from, something that you want to try out. I thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you give it a thumbs up so this video can go up in rankings and more people can see it. And then make sure you subscribe so that you can see more videos, including my new at Sephora review slash haul slash information about things I liked and didn't like of things that are new at Sephora video. That's coming up next. Mad love, and I will see you soon. Bye, my friends. Bye!